Okay, so we are out on the 750 Transalp. First impressions, it's very manoeuvrable. I really like how it handles. Indicators are in a bit of a weird spot, but that's typical Honda. The seating position is really nice. Around town it's got a decent bit of pep. It's a bit twitchy on the throttle, but it's to be expected. It's a 750, so it's got a fair bit of torque. Currently sat in standard mode. So ABS is on the road setting, traction controls on like medium. It's quite lightweight. Looking forward to getting out on the twisties and seeing how it handles there. Nice sound out of the exhaust. Don't know how well you can hear that on the mic. Slow speed is awesome. Really stable. For a 750, this thing feels extremely capable in town. Really decent sounding exhaust for a stock pipe. Like, if I bought one, I wouldn't be too bothered about how quiet it is. In fact, compared to the loud exhaust on my Phaser, this is quite pleasant. It's like having a little break from the chaos. Could comfortably ride for hours on the motorway with a quiet exhaust like this. It depends what you want, really, I suppose. If you want to be loud and be heard, have people look at you, then yeah, change the exhaust. But if you're more of an adventure rider, you like going out, exploring, this is perfect. I think if you're just breaking into adventure riding, this is the perfect entry-level bike. Of course, you got things like the MT-07 and the MT-09 Tracer variant, which I haven't ridden yet. So if you're looking for an entry-level adventure bike, just someone to go exploring on, I'd imagine as long as you don't want to pack too much in terms of luggage, this is pretty good. You just had a top box, maybe a tail pack, that'd be enough. Another notable thing I'm quite enjoying is the clutch. It is a very light clutch. You won't tire out your left hand too quickly. That's the only thing on my Phaser that I don't like, is that heavy clutch. Yeah, it hasn't got as much of a terrifying acceleration as the MT-09. That thing was just mental. This is a very much more relaxed experience. So what modes we got? Rain, gravel, user, sport mode. We'll try sport when we get to the twisties. She leans nice. No quick shifter. I had to manually rev match. So where's my mode button? See, rain, gravel, user, sport. I wasn't too keen on the styling of the Transalp, the way it looks externally. It looks a bit bland, not much going on, bit of a budget bike. But you know what, to ride it is a completely different experience. It really surprises me just how comfortable it is. The seat is, the seat is glorious. I could sit on this thing for hours. Oh, that was lovely. Roundabouts on the Phaser can be a little intimidating because of how the bike balances itself. You have to be accelerating for it to be happy to go round corners. It doesn't like slow speed very much. But that roundabout was a doozy. Looks like we're getting on some faster roads now, providing this Ford Galaxy gets out of the way, or C-Max, whatever it is. Let's just see how nimble she is. Extremely nimble. The tyres just feel glued to the road, which is it's a characteristic that I really enjoy in adventure bikes, when they just feel like they're stuck to the tarmac. It just gives you that extra level of confidence that you are in safe hands. I mean, my traction control is actually on 1 at the moment. It's not completely off. It's on 1. So if I put it back in standard, I'm sure the traction would be even bigger. Obviously, like, it'll limit how much power goes through it and just provides you that optimum power delivery for the conditions you're riding in. With the Transalp, it doesn't really matter what method of cornering you use, whether you lean with the bike or if you counter steer it under you using your hips. It really doesn't mind either way, which is really nice because it gives you that versatility to just ride it however you want. So I'm going to counter steer this one under me. It just glides round. You really feel an element of control when you do it that way. You feel the balance point, you know how far you need to lean, what power you need. I always say I prefer slightly older bikes. Are we not? Oh, we are going that way. I always say I prefer slightly older bikes due to the fact that they've got more character and a bit more soul. Because modern bikes are starting to lose a bit of soul. Let's be real. But that is just fantastic. Oh, it's so much fun. It just loves it, this bike. It just loves to go. And I think it does provide you a little bit of character and soul. Honda have done something right here. It would even persuade me that instead of going for a big old 1000 adventure bike, just to get one of these. It's absolutely perfect. I don't think I've smiled this much in a long time. Let's get up on the pegs a bit. Oh, stretch my legs. It's fairly easy to change gear when standing. The whole group joined in with the standing. Yeah, having off-roaded the Africa Twin at the NEC, I did find it a little bit heavy for that, especially for a beginner. If off-roading is something that you want to do, trail riding, anything like that, anything that involves anything but tarmac, this Transalp, I would say, would be the better option. It just feels a little bit more easy to control. You don't have to worry about the weight as much. I think if it slips out, you'd have an easier time catching it. I do think the Africa looks better though. I think if the Transalp had a front end that was a bit more similar to the Africa, if they did a 750 version of the Africa Twin, that would be the bike to buy. So he's just given us the option of either going back the boring way down the main road or taking the beaten path, having a little bit of fun. So naturally, we've decided to go with the fun option. This is what these bikes were made for. I don't think the others made it. Oh yes, now we're talking. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Oh, why are you slowing down? Come on. So from those little twisties back there, I am extremely surprised with this thing. Handled the twisties like a champ. I will say the sports mode is definitely the place to be. The instant confidence you get from this bike is just incredible. After seconds on it, you feel like everything is right where it needs to be, everything's in its place. And there is no getting used to the bike, really. It takes a minute. It all just feels natural. And I think that is one of the primary features of this bike, is that it's easy. It really is. I think if you've just done your test, this is the perfect beginner bike. But it's also great fun for experienced riders too. You can see the suspension bridge up there. From a distance, Bristol really is a beautiful place. But that is from a distance. This looks like fun. Yeah. So this really is a perfect all-rounder bike. It can be a hooligan if it wants to. It's very, very comfortable. It's good around town, nice and balanced, nice and comfortable. The gear changes are very smooth. There is a little bit of jerkiness, but that may just be because I'm not too familiar with the engine. Clutch is nice and light. You got a lot of features from standard. This one's got heated grips and fog lights, I believe. And the indicators are acting as front running lights. So you've got the orange American style running lights on front, which I think looks really cool. Bro's on his phone. Oh, really? Maybe if you weren't on your phone, you'd know which lane to be in. Look at that. Absolutely abysmal driving. So that pretty much concludes my ride of the Transalp. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments that you have about the bike. I'll do my best to answer them. And there will also be a video on my channel about the Africa Twin that I'm also riding later on today. So go ahead and check that one out. Especially if you want a good comparison. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay shiny side up.